Please subscribe.
Hello everyone, I'm Code with Devil, and today we are doing a very interesting topic in CSS about colors in this 5th video tutorial. Now the best thing you can do for you is first learn by watching it to the end, and for me, just subscribe on YouTube, follow on TikTok, like, share to your friends, comment, and will also motivate me to do more. And start by a brief history on colors. Color is just a shade of light. A light can be from a natural source or artificial source. Beginning of the earth, when the sun and other sources of light were nowhere, the earth had only one color, that is black. White in real sense means presence of full light. Now, before the sun rays hits the ground, they come with a different wavelength and frequency due to collision with the atmospheric particles and other obstacles. In computers, light comes from the beam of electrons or from the electricity. Computers have been designed with the graphic cards, the cameras which can perceive or control the electronic light wavelengths. In the year 1666, Sir Isaac came up with a formula and a theory on how to find all other types of colors. The formula is RGB. It demands that find all the other colors, combine the three colors, red, green, and blue, to find all other kinds of colors. When you combine these colors in different or in varying quantities, you will be able to see different kinds of colors. You can take different juices with red, green, blue color, or you can use the painter and try to mix them with varying quantities in each case and try to note down how many colors can you be able to perceive with your naked eyes. 100 years later, Mr. Moses Harris used this formula to come up with the color wheel in his books of record. Now people have been asking how many colors do really exist. So if I ask you to name how many colors do you know, I believe that you cannot name more than 50 colors by color names. But to find out how many colors do exist, this formula actually demands that the values run from 0 to 255 using the decimal format: red, green, blue, with this value to come up with all types of colors. In summer, we are doing 255 cubes, so roughly it is around 16 or more than 16 million colors that exist. You can imagine. So our eyes cannot perceive all these 16 colors. They have a low optical or wavelength perception. Later, other scholars came up with the other color scheme. Apart from the RGB, they come up with the scheme like MYK. This one combines cyan color, magenta, yellow, and key as the black. Key is the same as black color. So this one is used in printers when printing some document or hard copies. And RGB is the standard color scheme that is used in all electronic screen devices and in the web colors. Now I'll talk about the web colors or RGB scheme, and that is the reason why CSS now was invented. You could imagine the earlier browsers were displaying websites in black and white. Look at this current website. As you can see, the color theme is dark or black. So if it doesn't have CSS or this color, then it will look very ugly. I will both use external CSS and inline. I will use this property, background color name, say red, then refresh. So the background color of my body is red. There is a disadvantage here. Browsers can only support around 145 different play around with these colors: Alice blue, antique white. So just pause this video as you try to do practical, because there are many of them. So just pick the color name and represent it by that. I want to use lime. Up to the end, yellow, green. Try to play around with those ones. Inline, for example, heading 1, you just write style equals to, then the color parameter and values goes in red. So you save and refresh. CSS how to becomes red. For RGB syntax, you write the keyword RGB brackets parameters will go inside there from 0 to 55. For example, if I want a black color, I just write 0, 0, and 0, So a black color simply means absence of colors. That's why all electronic screens, when they are powered off, their screens are black. Let the text be white. For example, background color is black and the text color is white. And white is the opposite, is the mixing of full quantity of this color. Maximum value is 255. The background color is white and the text color is red. So a white color simply means presence of all colors. Mix green and blue. So I will nullify red. Tell yourself which color name are you seeing on the screen. Red and green. Save and refresh. So I will give a yellow color. Figure out this permutation on the screen on how these things are changing faster before your eyes realizes. For RGB syntax, you just add RGB, then add A. A means alpha channel that specifies the open. Normally runs from 0.0 to 1.0. It will give a different color. 0.1. Save, refresh. It is assigning another color. It's changing the opposite of the original color. So if you play around with alpha, it will give you different colors like that. Hexadecimal numbers 0 to F, so they go from 0 to 9, then A, B, C, D up to F. In this format, we follow the RGB rule of RGB, but in 2 decimal format. So it will be red, 2 reds, 2 blues, and 2 greens, the hash in this case. So we shall just be using a 2-digit value to represent red, green, and blue permutation to give all other types of colors. So the values are between the corresponding digit is the same. For example, I want to represent a black color. So I'll just use 00 for red, then 00 for green, 00 for blue. So if I save, this one is the same as 3F because they are the same. Black zeros. It will still be black again. Like for example, for example, this color is the same as It's the same for this color. PC is a color. So try to play around with those colors and note down how many colors are you able to form. For HSL, just initialize with the keyword HSL, then the color parameter goes in round brackets. U stands for the degree color wheel, which runs from 0 to 360. S means saturation. Saturation shows the color intensity. We represent them in percentage, so it means it will run from 0 to 100%. The last one is lightness. Lightness shows the quantity of light you are assigning to the color. Measures in percentage format. So it also runs from 0 to 100%. 360. And see the difference is still white. I want to play around with these values. Remember, it still applies to RGBA. RGBA, A stands for alpha channel or the opacity. Can still play around with. Let's see the permutation. We give a black color like that. Saturation also will assign other colors. So that's how they play around. Lastly, I want to show you how to easily get these values for snipping tool. And you will snip a section of the area of the color part that you are interested. Then you go to edit as shown, and then copy and paste it in the paint. So you open the paint and paste it there. Then you look for a color picker tool, then click on that snap or the object that you want, and click on the edit colors. So it will come with the values. In the next tutorial we are doing CSS background. Don't just learn but experience.
Please subscribe.